Hello, welcome to the Wonder Basement. I'm Tanya and welcome to my studio. I'm going to share with you today a beautiful card made with one of the Stampin' Up's beautiful mini catalog stamp sets. And I hope you'll join me. Okay, so we're going to work with Artfully Layered today. This is it's becoming one of my new favorite stamp sets. The paper is beautiful. We have these really cool faux sea glass shapes, and they're a really neat and new addition to our embellishments line. And this beautiful, it's just called a frayed ribbon, but I think I don't know if it's nylon polyester, and it just has a really good fold to it, and it frays really cool. I'm going to show you that in one of the projects upcoming. And the Artfully Layered stamp set and dies are super cool. Have a nice tropical feel if you're in the middle of winter like I am right now in Indiana. I dream of all things tropical. So here's the stamp set. I really like this font. It's a really pretty font, and it's kind of got this is more of a background stamp, and I'm going to show you how you can use that to do collage stamping, something that I've done for a long time and really love the effect that gives. I really like the font. It's a different font. Here are some of the dies that go with this. There is a nice cut, kind of a fern leaf. It's not exactly this one. There is a die that will cut this stamp out, and also one that will cut this stamp out. There's also, I believe, in some of the paper, I'll show you here in just a second, there's a detailed version of this. Now, it does not match this one. It's just in addition to. I don't have one of those cut just yet. Here's the one that you can actually stamp the stamp on. So that goes with that. And then this is cutting that out. And then there's some more ferny greenery, which I just love the greenery. And the color combination in this particular grouping is just a really pretty, it's like all greens, and then it's got some calypso and bumblebee and papaya. Actually, when I'm working with a grouping in paper, sometimes I'll go through and pull, or a lot of times I'll go through and I'll pull the ink pads that coordinate with the paper, and I'll also do that with my solid cardstock. So I kind of have all of the things I need to actually make a project. The other unique thing in this is that it has some kind of background pieces that are super cool. This one cuts out little leaves, and they're similar to this. You could probably stamp, I don't think this one matches up exactly with this. No, it's a little bit bigger, but it's the same design. And then these are just like checks and lines that kind of are boxes and lines that actually just put some dimension on your project. And it doesn't cut out, it cuts these little marks in it, but it doesn't cut all the way through, so you have like an empty piece of paper. So you want to do this on your piece of paper that you're attaching to your card or the card itself. So that's kind of an overview. You can find this on pages 32 and 33 of the January through June mini catalog. There's also some vellum with this that is really pretty, and I must have really liked it because when it first came out on pre-order, I ordered 2 packs right off the bat. 3 in black. Here we go. Okay, so these have the black print, and then these are a little harder to see, but these are the white print. And maybe have them upside down. But they're the same patterns exactly. So you have a map and some pattern writing script, and then some like newsprint. So these are really cool. We're going to do some fun things with this. And then I'm just going to flip through these papers. They, of course, they're DSP designer series paper, so they are double-sided. So here's this is the front, and then this is the back. And I believe, see here, this is the one that I thought might be able to be cut out with this. Yep, right there. And I bet this one will also cut out. Maybe not. It's going the wrong direction. Not that one, but this one you could definitely cut out with that. And let's see here. And this, my friend, is just a gorgeous sheet of paper. This is also beautiful. Nice, solid Calypso back. I love these color combinations. This is mango with old olive and jade, and then just black for some base. And I love this particular design. It's very, it's evening evergreen, so it's almost a greenish black, and it's just really, really sophisticated. I really like it. And then we have some more script. You can see the little script in here. And then, I don't know which one. I already showed you that one. That must have been an extra piece in there. That was this one. So that's all of the paper that comes with this grouping. And now let's get started on our project. For our first project, we are going to make a card that is similar to this. This was my upline Sherry Stojkovic at Cherry's Cards. She created this card, and I just love the fact that it looks kind of like a faux envelope, and I love the shape of it. It's super easy to make. It's kind of a quick card, and she used a different product suite, but we are going to be using the Artfully layered paper and stamp set. And what we're going to need for this is, you're going to need some kind of trimmer. I love this one from Stampin'Up. We are also going to need a 1/4 sheet of the vellum cardstock from this grouping, and a 1/4 sheet of whichever pattern really that you love. And then you're going to need 1/2 sheet of cardstock. So then you're going to score it at the 4 1/4 mark right here. So basically the first thing we're going to do, this just makes it a whole lot easier if you have a trimmer. You could probably do this freehand, but what I love about this is the trimmer has two, it comes with a cutting blade, and then it comes with a scoring blade. And so I usually keep them on 2 different ends. And what I'm going to do is I am just going to place where my score line here, my fold is right here. I'm going to place it on this cutting line right here. Let me get you a little closer and see if that makes, if you can see a little bit better. So you can see, I'm just going to place it right here, and then I'm going to kind of get into the center of my card down here. And then when you put this down, you can kind of see if you're on the line when you slide this down. You can see through here is where the cutting line or the scoring line is going to be. So I'm just going to score this, and then you'll see we've got this line. Then I'm going to flip it around, and I am going to score. I'm going to score from this point in the middle to this end where I have the score across here. And then you will have a triangle, and you just fold these pieces on the to the inside of your card. Let's see, I think then what I'm going to do is I am going to take this piece of my designer series cardstock, and I'm just going to lay this right in here. Lay this on here, and you could glue that down. I'm going to do that here in just a second. I'm going to take a pencil and I'm just going to draw a little line here and here. I can do that. And then I'm just going to line up with the pencil marks. I really love the printer, or this cutter, because you can see exactly where you're cutting. Okay, so then I'm going to take this one. Hold that. I hold it down with my finger and then cut. And so then this should actually fit on here perfectly. And then these pieces should fit on either side. Okay, so we've got our pieces done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some of my Stampin' Seal and I'm just going to lay these corners, glue these corners down. You could cut them off, but I kind of like the weight that this gives to the card. I think a weighty card always feels nice when you're hand making cards. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I am going to glue this piece just right on top, again with some snail. And you could take like a 1/4 inch off of one of these sides and off of the top, and then you would get more of a edged look like this. You'd get a mat around your project, but I am going to just have it. I really liked it kind of all one piece when the final project was done. Lay that down. Then I'm going to lay these on either side of the inside of the card. And this is kind of fun and easy. It's just like putting a puzzle piece back together. Here. Same with this. I like the insides of my cards to have a little bit of interest. So I try to put different, sayings or even some just elements inside the card to make it look cool. So here is what you've got so far. I just love this. I'm going to scooch this back out a little bit so you can see the whole workspace. Okay, so I've got my card base. Then what I'm going to use is I'm going to use some of the dies, and I am going to cut out, oops, you can see I've already done some of these. I put a piece of the double-sided adhesive on the back of my cardstock, because when I'm actually using some detailed dies, I do like to have this on the back of the dies when they cut out. It just makes it easier for it to stick them down. You can use just your seal or like a liquid glue like Tombow, or even the fine tip glue pen that we have, but this just makes life easier. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my handy dandy cut emboss machine. And this is a machine, I'm not going to go into a lot of the detail, but I love this machine. It cuts a lot of all the dies that we have. It's just very smooth running. I like it. I like it a lot. If I put that strip of adhesive down the middle, I'm going to get at least half of this, and I find that I can I like to have I have some sticky and some not sticky. So then you're just going to roll this through, and I'm just rolling it back because it's easier to do that. And you have your piece cut out. And then I use my U-pick tool. These little holes right here are so you can get a little edge to come out, and that's how they come out. It's fantastic. So I've done that. I've already got some cut out. I'm not going to go through all of the ones I've cut out, but I just picked the colors kind of from this piece of cardstock. So I've got some old olive, and I've got some jade and some mint macaron, and that's with the color of the card base. I don't think I mentioned that. And then I'm going to use some of the evening evergreen, and I'm also going to use this really beautiful ribbon. It doesn't necessarily go, it's in the annual catalog, but man, I love this stuff. It is probably my favorite. It's called Braided Ribbon, and it's in just jade and gold, and you can see the shimmer on it. But what I love about this is I love to pull it apart. It just makes some really good shapes, and then to fray it, you can do some really fun things with it. So we're gonna kind of pull this apart. I'm gonna put my oh wait, first I've got to put my first of all I got to put my little piece of vellum, and there are two sides to this. The right side is, you can see the white is a little bit clearer than on the back side. So what I'm going to do is I am going to glue this down with some seal right here, because I know this is where I'm going to build my design. So I'm just going to put this right here. Oh man, I love this paper. It's so pretty. All right, so this reminds me, I'm watching a another YouTube channel called Chateau Diaries, and they just posted they had gone on a safari in South Africa, and this is what it reminds me of, with the map, and then it's just really pretty. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lay down my leaves, and I kind of want them to fall like this. So I'm going to put one up here, and then I'm just going to kind of build it. I liked using these different, kind of like that. And actually, before I do that, see, I'm going to lay this one down. Oh, now see, this one actually got all the adhesive on it. This you pick tool is like a saving grace to get this kind of stuff off. So you just peel that off, and then this is sticky. So I'm just going to start here, and I'm going to lay this one down here where I want it. Like that. I'm going to kind of, I want this to kind of flow through, and I'm going to kind of crinkle it up just a little bit. So I'm going to pull some of these threads out. See how that just kind of, it's braided, so you can get a really good fringe on it, which I kind of love. I love me some fringe. Oh yeah, and you can even pull a piece. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Maybe I'll just do that. Oh, look at that. I love these that have these loose threads in them. Oh yes, I love this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is leave that. This is going to look just a tad different than my prototype. I like the way this is going. So I'm just going to put down a little bit of snail, like right in the center, because I want to be able to move this around just a little bit. Move it just like that. And now I'm going to put some of these other colors of leaves on top. This is how you build depth in your designs, is that you have layers. And sometimes layers can just be like a optical illusion, and you can build it with just like a darker color ink and a lighter color ink, or sometimes you can actually build your layers. Okay, so I'm going to stick this one down, and I'm just going to pull a little bit of that through. Not exactly sure how it's going to finish out, but I'm going to put this one here. Oh, I love these. Oh, this is so pretty. If you seriously, if you don't have some of this double sided adhesive to put on the back of your die cuts, especially the intricate, delicate ones, man, it is so wonderful. I think I'm just going to put that one kind of on the top. And you notice I'm like, I put just a little bit of glue here, and you know, if I need to stick something down, I can always go back in with more glue, or I can pop this up and move this around a little bit. But it's much more difficult if I really suck the glue on and then I change my mind on how things are coming out. So that's how I do it. Okay, and then I think I'm gonna just, let's see here. I don't know, I kind of like it just like that. Now, I do think I want, I really think I want some glue dots. Yeah, this is what I want. I'm going to take some glue dots, and this is what I mean when you can kind of go back in and pop down some places that you want to be more adhered. Okay. And then I am going to use some of this sea glass just because I just like it and I want to use some of it. So pretty. And I think I'm just going to put some just kind of right here, just down at the bottom. We have some really pretty landscapes that these things look really pretty on. Like you could do a seascape with it, or that white one just sort of died. Can't see that one. I'm going to take that one back off. See, even in my adhesives, I am always trying. Oh, let's use the triangle one. I'm always trying new things. There's that part of the card, so that is finished. If you want some of this, you can pull some of this up. On my first prototype, I kind of pulled this up through here, and I kind of there, just to give it a little zhuzh. Okay, so I've got that piece, and then on the inside, I've done a die cut of just this piece of leaf on some white cardstock, and then I'm going to take my old olive stamp pad. These are blending brushes, and they're so great. You can color lots of things with them. They have a super soft brush, and you can get this, like you can get a light look, you can edge things. I just really love them. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of that green on my brush, and I'm just going to go around the edge of my die. This is just so that it'll have a little bit of zhuzh, so it won't get lost. And this is another thing what I mean with dark colors. If I just put the white on this color, there's not enough contrast, and so it kind of gets lost. So as you can see, I'm going to put this right here for my greeting, and this is going to be thank you, which is out of the stamp set with this grouping. I love this, so pretty. I'm just going to lay some, and I'm just gonna cover up this little seam right here with a thank you. And how fun is that? Such a fun card. And here's the other one that I made. Super easy, super simple, and I hope you really enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the card that we just made. I had a blast making it and designing it, and I hope it gives you some encouragement to get your stuff out and use it. It's so much fun, and share it with your friends. Stamping is much more fun with friends. I love stamping with friends, and if you're interested in stamping together, I've dropped the link down below that how you can become a demonstrator on my team and all the fun benefits that it entail. It's super duper fun, and I'd love for you to join me. So check that link out.